bear sanctuary.
And buses don't actually run there. And this is the trail that we're going to take. Tips to avoid snakes. Grasshopper. And you can see over all the grounds, it goes all the way up here. Can you hear that?
Oh wow. Hello.
Just look at them.
Good morning guys and welcome to Pristina, Kosovo. We are actually heading out of the city centre today, about half an hour to 45 minutes, to a town called Mramra, I think, anyway, and that is because there is a bear sanctuary which holds around 20 bears that were rescued when a law was passed in 2010 which made it illegal for bears to be held by people. We're really excited to be doing something different. We think it's such a good cause and you get to see the bears in their natural habitat. So yeah, we're getting picked up by taxi in about 10 minutes, so I better get ready.
So it's about 20 kilometers from the city centre of Pristina to the bear sanctuary, and buses don't actually run there properly. They run to like towns near it, and then you've got to like walk along the highway. So I didn't want to do that, so we're getting a taxi that will wait for you and then take you back. It makes a lot more sense because if you get the bus and that, it would just take forever to get there. It'll be too much hassle. You'd be walking for miles. Get a taxi, you get to spend more time with the bears. See you later.
That would have been so confusing.
We would have never made it here.
If we had done it by bus. It's actually a 2.7 kilometre drive before you get to the entrance.
From the main road.
From the main road. So I'm so glad we got the taxi. It took us about half an hour, but honestly, I can't tell you how excited I am.
Oh, they've got a nice, it looks like a shop or something up here.
And I think there's a cafe as well. It just looks so modern, but there's so much land here. And we have made it in to the bear sanctuary. Entrance is €1.50 per person, but do give more because that is such a brilliant price for what you're about to get. So sorry about that. I'm so out of breath because I'm trekking through the woodlands. The amount of land that they have is unbelievable. It's such a natural habitat as well. Matt's doing some reading behind me. What are you reading?
Basically, I think we can take the mask off now. Tips to avoid snakes, as this is in Jamia Park with a large variety of wild animals.
I did think they were going to say to be aware of the bears,
so
but
watch your step, basically.
Yeah, watch your step.
And this is the trail that we're going to take. It is 1.5 kilometers, should take about half an hour to walk. So there's around 16 hectares here, which is huge, and the bears have so much room to roam around in. We haven't even found any yet. There's 20 and we're walking around the 1.5 kilometer walk now, hoping to spot them. I think there's 20 now?
Yeah, 20.
There's 20 bears, so fingers crossed we'll find them. I think that's the nicest thing. You don't, because it's so big, if you don't find them, I think that's a good thing because they've got so much room to roam about.
They've also got loads of activities though, Matt. How far can you jump?
How far can I jump? Shall I try?
Go on then.
I'm not going to run. I need to beat, as long as I beat a frog, I'm all right. Grasshopper. They don't just rescue bears. This little guy was rescued here last year and is like the official mascot. Oh, hello. Oh, you're licky. You're very licky. Can you find me some bears, please?
You found some bears?
So we now have our official tour guide. He's going to walk with us all the way around. Which way are we going? Come on, I've got a track record. Whenever I put the camera on dogs, they always go for a wee or poo. This
is such a nice idea. They have pictures of all the bears, and then like when you lift them up, it tells you. This is Rena. She was born in 2003. So she was rescued at 10 years old. Oh. God, look how beautiful they are. We're at number 1. This is Andre. He was actually found as a cub on the side of the road. He's the baby. Well, one of the babies anyway. I think there was another cub, but he's about a year old. You can see he's so playful. I don't know what he's got in his hands, but he's like grabbing it and like playing with it. But it's known that brown bears never actually leave their cubs. So basically what they think may have happened is that the mum put herself in danger to save Andre, and that's why he was found on his own, which is really, really sad. But look how much space he's got.
He was number 20. All of this is his. I presume you can't put all of them together because they might fight.
Yeah, they're not all gonna, and also they need their own space, but there's so many holes for them to hide in, and he's not hiding today.
You can also come up onto these lookout points and you can see over all the grounds. It goes all the way up here. This place is huge. So nice for the bears. Yeah, this place is absolutely massive, as you can see, for them, which is amazing. I think it's great they have so much room for themselves. A lot of people actually say, oh, why can they not be released into the wild? They can't. It's like your dog. If you were to release your dog into the wild, they're domesticated. They would go near people, they would go near poachers, they wouldn't have to hunt for food. Because they were kept in cages, all across the Balkans until the law changed, and they were like made to perform. They had to stand on top of hot fire on the floor and dance and perform for people. So they trust people, they'll come up to people. They can't be released in the wild. They wouldn't survive anymore in the wild. So a place like this is incredible. I love what they're doing here. They've also got so much stuff for kids to do, Molly. We are not going in there.
No.
They've got a maze and you've got to answer questions to find your way out.
I wouldn't be getting out.
We just need to find some bears.
They have so many pictures showing you the stages that the bears have gone through. So this is them being rescued, being looked after, and then eventually released.
Can you hear that? The two behind me here have come into like their little bed bit. Obviously the enclosure's open, but I think they feel safer if they're in their bed when there's a lot of people around. And they're snoring so loud.
Because the bears had a lot of abuse during, some of them were even captive for like 10, 12 years, there's a lot of psychological and behavioural problems that they have because of this damage, and they actually have to make specific programs with an animal psychologist to sort of, I don't know what the word would be, to make them feel more safe and to help get them over their issues that they have. But obviously it doesn't always go to plan. Some of them are still getting over their issues. I just think this place is amazing. The amount of space that they all have their own swimming pool. Like, it just makes me feel so happy for them. I've never seen anything so amazing. These bears are beautiful. These three, they've come so close. They actually came in to say hello. These three cubs were rescued together when they were super, super young. So they've basically been grown up. They're inseparable. You can see that all three of them have just been playing.
They're just walking together. This is surreal. Wow.
We have Emma, Oscar and Ron. I think Ron is the biggest and Emma is the white one, which she's got like white fur here. And Oscar, Oscar's the brown one, the small one. They're so sweet. Oh wow. Hello.
Just look at them. Incredible. How could you ever mistreat that? I didn't actually think that we'd be this lucky to see them. A lot of them we haven't seen, and I like the fact, like I said earlier, that we haven't seen them because they've got so much land to like just roam freely. They make their own dens
and hide. It's so lovely.
But Emma here, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing that she's so comfortable with me this close to her. I think because that's the point, they can't be released. They're too comfortable with humans. I'll show you behind actually one of the bears here was kept in a cage about smaller than people's bedrooms and was made to dance. They actually were kept in restaurants and made to dance. But now they've got this. It's just so good what they're doing here, and actually Pristina granted them this land, which is really good as well.
But these three, as I said before, they were rescued together. They were actually going to be pets, so they have been brought up in this enclosure. She's got an itch. She keeps itching.
So
but they've been brought up in this enclosure, so they're used to this space. Look at this swimming pool. Like, it's on the edge of the mountain. Look at how cool that is.
And this is the sort of state that some of these poor bears were kept in, made to perform at restaurants, and now they've got all this.
I know that people are gonna watch this video and still see the high bars and all the fences and cages that are surrounding them, but the actual amount of land that they have, the camera does not do it justice.
This isn't a zoo. Zoos charge you 30 euros entry. It costs you €1.50.
€1.50.
It's a charity.
But they are so well kept, and it actually makes me really upset thinking about what they had before, but what they have now is amazing.
Wow. Behind me here, this is Rena, and down there is Ari. and both of them were rescued from like a tiny little zoo that someone pretty much set up themselves. I don't know how people think that's acceptable, but apparently Rena is not fazed by everything. It looks like it. She's following me up and down here, and supposedly she hates cucumbers. You need to eat your greens, Rena. And again, these two are pretty much inseparable, which I love. Rescued together and still live together today.
Behind me is Vinny. Now, what I was saying about how the camera doesn't show you, you must be able to see now the amount of woodland that Vinny actually has. He still shows some behavioural signs of when he was locked in a cage, because he sometimes paces back and forth. It's not something they can easily get out of him, because the only space they had in a cage was to move up and down. Despite all of this space, he does stay in one place, but we just saw him meet up with the other two there, which is so sweet. They're always like saying hi.
Hopefully they can be integrated over the years.
Yeah.
And we are at the end. That took about an hour to walk around, taking our time, which again shows you just how big the place is, and what they're doing here really is incredible. We actually managed to see like 5 or 6 bears up close. A couple of them came to say hello. Like I say, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. A bear shouldn't really come and say hello, but what they're doing here is great for them all. And you actually come here and they've got this incredible facility at the front. They've got the restaurant, indoor and outdoor. You've got Molly walking the bridge.
No, but seriously, just look at it.
Look at all of this. It's absolutely huge.
They've gone to such big efforts as well to make it like a natural habitat, like with the little, they've got underground wooden holes so the bears can go and hide, which is probably where most of them are.
Yeah, hiding,
it's just amazing.
which is lovely. And then there's a gift shop, which I think we should go. We need to buy something.
This gift shop is so cute. There are so much stuff. You've got t-shirts, hoodies for adults, kids. You've got teddy bears, slippers, key rings, magnets.
And if you're coming, get something. It's €1.50 to enter. Buy something in the gift shop. This isn't a zoo.
Exactly. I'm getting a sparkly candle and we're going to get a bear key ring, I think. What a brilliant idea that shop is. It has so much stuff and it's such good value, which is why we urge you to absolutely buy extra there. We got a little hello, we got a candle and a postcard and a key ring, and it still only came to €5. Normally in these sort of attractions, we'll call them, they charge you so much, but I can't believe they charge you so little. So if there is any way you can make a donation, I will put it in the description, but would 100% recommend coming here. I'm so excited to use my candle when we get back to the UK at some point, and we can use the key ring and the postcard. So happy.
Oh, and we are back. It's actually a little bit later now, but what a day at the Bear Sanctuary. If you have time and are in Pristina, I will highly recommend it. Above anything else to do, go there. It's not a zoo. What they do for the bears is incredible. The enclosures are amazing. It's eye-opening, actually, it really is. Because there's still countries in parts of Eastern Europe that don't have these laws against cruelty to the bears and keeping them in captivity, like in circuses and things like that. So that needs to stop. But what Kosovo is doing is really good, especially Four Paws. The organisation is incredible. We'll link everything below. But make sure, like we said, go into the gift shop. Molly got herself a candle. We got a postcard of our favourite. They're all our favourite, but little Emma was great. And a little keyring. So them three together was only like €5, but it's €5 extra that the place makes, because it's only, like I say, €1.50 to get in. Pay more to get in. Like, I mean, you pay 30 to €40 to go to the zoo. This place is saving animals, using money out of their own pocket. I really think it's great. But after all that, I think we need a chilled evening. It was like, it was emotional, right?
It was really emotional.
Really emotional day. What they're doing is amazing. But yeah, that's us for the night. Molly is editing away.
I am indeed.
I'm gonna relax, have a beer, probably get some food delivered.
No change there then, he just sits and relaxes.
Sits and drinks beer. But we will link all the information below for the Bear Sanctuary. Even just follow them on Instagram so they get more traction and more people know about the place, which will help them greatly. We'll see you tomorrow for another video in Kosovo.
Don't stop, this is my favorite part. Hold me like it's out.